Good morning. This is Patricia Hill in Jacksonville, Florida, spiritual life coach and creator of The Heart Truth. So I'm here this morning, Wednesday, April, what is it, 20th? Anyway, I'm jumping on this morning, just wanted to reach out to everyone and talk a little bit about self-trust. What is self-trust and how do you cultivate trust in yourself, right? Because, I hear a lot of people talking about, I can't trust anybody. And that's really kind of a misunderstanding about what trust truly is, right? It is about trusting yourself and allowing yourself to move through your own personal choices. See, because when you start to look at the self and the relationship with self, and you have the courage to be who you are and move through your experiences, that is when you start to live in your higher self. You're living as your divine beingness. You want to say it that way? You feel empowered. You also become better at discernment, right? A lot of people I've heard clients say they don't know how to discern anything. Well, part of that discernment comes from your awareness of who you are, what you think, what you believe, and what are your behaviors, right? Are you impulsive? Do you just jump into something and hope it works out, right? So it's good to make decisions quickly, but being impulsive and not being aware of who you are and what are your boundaries, right? What are your patterns? What are your behaviors? Then you're going to be disappointed, right? Because you're going to jump into something from a fear-based line of energy, or a fear-based pattern, right? And then you're just going to do this same old thing, this unconscious behavior, and then you're going to end up in the same place you always do. And then you're going to say, well, what in the world, right? You're just going to go, I'm so frustrated. I always meet the same people. I always get the same results. And, that's frustrating, especially when you think you're doing the right thing or you think that you're actually changing, right? So one thing is, first of all, before you make a choice, you want to feel into yourself, into your body. How do I feel? Do I feel certain? Do I feel uncertain? Am I doing this because I feel desperate? Am I doing this because I'm attached to an outcome? Right? So you really need to start to bring yourself into your body so you can discern what you truly feel about what you are about to do. Correct? So if we go back into self-trust really is a deep examination of past behaviors and what was it that you did not have in your toolbox when those things happened for you, right? So let's say your toolbox is about boundaries, it's about self-care, it's about honesty, it's about honor, it's about self-respect, right? It's about integrity. So when you go into that energy and you realize that in those moments where you felt devastated or heartbroken, you were coming from a fear-based pattern or ancestral pattern, a family pattern, and you also probably did not have clear boundaries. You may have not honored yourself. You weren't respecting yourself because all you wanted is what you wanted, and so you just went out there and grabbed hold of whatever that was, right? And then what it was just an experience around the beliefs that you held in that timeline of your life. Does that make sense? So self-trust for me, as well as what my program is about, is really cultivating boundaries, right? But it's a fear-based, it's cultivating boundaries, not fear-based boundaries, not like that's never going to happen to me again. It's more about love-based boundaries. So you have to be able to look at what you believed at the time of that experience so you can see where you weren't in alignment with your own heart's truth. Does that make sense? So when you say, well, I didn't really have boundaries at the time, I really had, my self-worth was like 0, right? I was desperate. I felt very guilty or shameful about myself, whatever we made up in our heads, right? Because God doesn't guilt us or shame us. We do. We do that to ourselves. So when you go, well, I really didn't have any boundaries and I really didn't love myself that much. I wanted somebody to do that for me, right? Because that's what happens with a lot of us, right? You want somebody to do something for you that you need to do for yourself, which is love yourself, right? Take your power back. Figure out a way to set those goals of growth so you can be the person that you are destined to be, right? So as you come back and you think about self-trust again, this is kind of going around the circle a little bit, but so self-trust is about boundaries. It's about discernment. It's about self-love. It's about self-respect. It's about being honest with yourself, not wondering about, was somebody honest with me? Be honest with yourself. Why do I want this? Why am I doing this? Right? And then if you go into, and then that lines you up with the next piece is respect, self-respect, and then it lines up with integrity. And to integrity, it's about the 5D heart chakra. Because the 5D heart chakra aligns with the third eye and is all about integrity with the self. Because without your own personal awareness of what is integrity to you, how in the world are you going to maneuver all these experiences in your life, right? So, I just wanted you to take that to heart. Think about what your boundaries are. Are they love-based? Or are they fear-based, right? And then go into your heart and realize that the only person you need to trust is yourself and the choices you make. Because you have the power to move through anything. And that's what I wanted to share this morning. I hope this helps someone. You have a beautiful, beautiful Wednesday, and namaste.